Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Oh, oops. We if that. Wow, it stayed on, and now I'm muted. That's those are the most serious technical difficulties I've ever had. Hello, everybody. Let's start that again. Hi, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I hope you're all doing well. I have a couple minutes and I wanted to just make an appeal to you to couple things. Number one, hello. I know, oops. Oops. That's what happens when you have slippery hands and a slippery thing. Number one, hi everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Number two, a new Food for Thought podcast just launched yesterday about the details of our trip to Africa. Because I know everyone's been asking, and I know you feel that I've abandoned Food for Thought podcast. I have not abandoned Food for Thought podcast. I've just been focusing on Animology podcast. So number one, go listen to the Food for Thought podcast and share it. And you can share this video right now while we're live. You can share it with your folks on your page. Number two, obviously go listen to the Animology podcast and share that. Number three, I don't know if you've probably heard from a couple of different groups, organizations, advocates, activists, that the Senate may take up that bill next week. The bill that was that was unfortunately passed in the House. It was Dan Sullivan, I think, is the representative who brought it forth in the House, and it passed the House. This is the bill that's in Alaska that would make it legal on a national wildlife refuge to shoot and kill hibernating bears, to shoot and kill cubs and wolves from helicopters, and that would be legal in an Alaskan refuge. So the Humane Society is obviously working on this very hard with their contacts in members of Congress. But it's not just about organizations and lobby groups to work and speak on behalf of animals. The title of this video, actually called 10 Minutes for Compassion, is what I would ask all of us to do, is to just take 10 minutes to do something that makes a difference, and contacting your senators and asking them to say no to the bill when it comes up in the Senate is vitally important. I know maybe some of you already have. Do it again. Let them know this is something we care deeply about. It is SJ Resolution 18, and it was is SJ Resolution 18. It was HJ Resolution 69, and they're companion bills. So just tell them, that this is about, protecting wildlife in the Alaskan refuge, and they'll know what you're talking about. You can find it again on HSUS's website or Wayne Pacelli's blog. But basically, it's HJ Resolution 69 and SJ Resolution 18. It's a companion bill in the House and the Senate. It passed the House, which is horrific and despicable, and it's going up to the Senate probably next week. So wonderful, Nancy. You've been calling reps and senators for weeks. Humane Pennsylvania PAC has been working on it and sharing widely, as I will call it. Oh, that's wonderful. I'm going to cry. I really am seriously going to cry. Oh, thank you, Ju. Thank you so much. All right, you're all making me cry. So I know that you already do so much, and just like what Nancy is saying, I know so many of us, thank you, Sierra, for writing that down. I know so many people feel that we've been doing so much ever since, I don't know, November 8th or January. And, this is the new normal. And I think it's a good normal in the sense that we should always be fighting for what we believe in, and we should always be using our voice to speak for those who can't. And I think everything that's happened and everything that's happening is a great wake-up call for all of us. This isn't about instant victories. This isn't about making a phone call and thinking we've done our part and everything's fine. This is about a long-term commitment to speaking on behalf of those who do not have a voice except for our voice. And this is something we always needed to be doing, and now we realize that it will continue. And when the worst of the worst is over, and when the fear and the panic and the destruction that we're witnessing has subsided, and it will, we will continue. And here we are called upon to do it now, and it's so important. So Kirsten, this is a bill that you probably heard me talk about. It's on my Facebook page, it's on my YouTube channel, it's on my website, and it's a bill that was put forth by a Republican representative in the House, and it passed the House, that would make it legal to shoot and kill hibernating bears and young cubs and wolves from from helicopters. And these are wildlife refuges, and the House passed it to make it legal. And that's a very strange sound. And it's now going to the Senate, and it's going to the Senate soon. So we need to contact our senators and let them know that this is something we do not want them to support. We want to protect animals in wildlife refuges. So call your senators. I know it's the end of the day for all of us here on the West Coast and wherever you are, but tomorrow, put it on your list as the first thing to do. If you cannot get a hold of your senators, I cannot get a hold of my senators because they're being called about for every issue that we're dealing with. But I got a set of postcards, I got postcard stamps, and I'm writing postcards all the time. So I know it's horrible. That I even have to say it is surreal, that it's even something that's real. Angela says there was a story yesterday about trying to take some bears from British Columbia and relocate them to the States. I'm not strong on the details. I'm not sure of that, Angela. I'm not familiar with that. Thank you, Sangha. Thank you so much. Thank you. And that's the important thing, too, is keep sharing these messages. You know, when these things come up, and it's really important for us to act, I know it's tempting when we share it once and we feel like we've done it once. We have to share it again and again and again. Take a video that I've already made about this and share it, retweet it, reshare it, share it again. Take a video that Cory Booker has put out, because he's also talking about this issue, and share it again and again and again. Maybe pin it to the top of your Twitter account, pin it to the top of your Facebook account, and let's make this top of mind for everybody while it's happening. It will probably go to the Senate next week, and hopefully we can consider this a victory, and then we have other things to worry about for sure. Nancy says, you're so right. Keep calling people. The NRA has super PAC. Yep, they have a super PAC, and they will be fighting us. Yep, if you can, go and see them. This woman knows what she's talking about. Killing babies in their dens. Yep. I would worry that they asked me details about why they should vote. No, and I don't know many details. Oh, Sierra, do not worry about that. Do not worry about that. Indeed, MJ. You do not have to be an expert in these bills. You don't have to know the details of it. All you need to do, Sierra, and anybody who's listening to me right now can just type this in the comments. Hello, I'm calling my senator. I'm a constituent. I voted for her or him, and I'm calling because I'm concerned about the bill that's coming to the Senate that would kill animals on wildlife refuges in Alaska. You can just say that. And you can even say to the staff person, do you know which bill I'm talking? Hold on, let me close this. You can even say to the staff person, I don't remember the name of the Senate bill, do you remember it? And they will probably know what you're talking about. But I'm telling you that it's SJ 18, so you can just tell them that. So all you need to do is say, hi, I'm calling my senator, I'm a constituent, I'm calling to please urge him or her to say no on SJ 18. And the staff member will say, thank you very much, I will pass this on. They are not going to say to you, why? What's your reason? Tell me more about it. They're not going to do that. You are calling, you're their boss. And they know all of the things that are on their desk that's been given to them. And when you call about one of those items that's on their desk, they need to listen to you. There was a New York Times article yesterday. Hopefully, Nancy, it's not me. I think it might be you, Nancy. But there was a New York Times, and I have to go because I actually have a date to take a walk with my neighbor. There was an article in the New York Times yesterday that was really promising. Go read it. It was all about how, well, the Democratic Party is becoming the party of no. And if you don't know what that means, then you haven't been following for the last 8 years when the Republican Party became the party of no, basically saying no to anything that Obama wanted to pass. And now it's turning out that the constituents, the people, the public, is asking their senators and representatives in Congress to say no to this dangerous person and dangerous people in this administration, and how that happened and how that turned. And one of the things they talk about is when members of Congress hear from their constituents, now things have changed because they're hearing from constituents more than ever before. But what they said in the article, which is very telling, is it said if a member of Congress heard from a constituent 5 letters from a constituent, they paid attention. 10, and it was an emergency. Write and call. Do not underestimate your voice. I cannot impress that upon you enough. Absolutely, Sierra, do not be afraid to call. The more you do it, the more you're going to be emboldened and empowered to do it again and again and again. They are there waiting to hear from us. And just like Nancy said, it's go to the New York Times and just type in Google New York Times Democratic Party of No, Democrats Party of No, New York Times. I don't remember the exact article. If someone can find it right now and put the link, that'd be great. It was just yesterday or 2 days. No, it was yesterday. And it may have been the New York Times Magazine. It may have been the New York Times Magazine. Absolutely, Sierra. This is your voice. And so what Nancy was saying about the NRA is behind this, so is the Safari Club International. These are people who salivate over shooting innocent animals, and they have money and they have influence in Congress. Guess what? So do we, but we haven't been using it, okay? So use it, because their voice is loud and clear, and they're putting money into the pockets of these members of Congress. And the Republicans are using this as another way to say that the federal government shouldn't have ordinance over land, that the states should be able to make their own decisions. Well, first of all, Alaskans, and you'll see that today in Wayne Pacelli's post, Alaskans are saying no to this. So Alaskans, the state of Alaska, they do not want these animals to be shot in their own homes. And number 2 is, if this passes the Senate, it will most certainly be signed by Trump, and this sets a precedent for more and more and more bills like this to pass, because they're using this as an opportunity to erode the federal protections on federal lands. So it is so vital that we call. I know, Sangha, it is really frustrating. It's why I got the postcards. So go write a postcard, everybody, as well, and send those. They are as impactful as a phone call. MJ says, once you see how easy it is to call, it'll be easier. The people answering the phones ask for your name and zip code, and that's it. And you want to make sure you give them your name and zip code, because you really want to be accountable for that call. So that is my message for the day. Go listen to Food for Thought podcast. The Africa episode is out. Go listen to Animology. Please share and leave a review. And go spend 10 minutes to be a voice for animals. If it's already too late to call, and I know it is, then write a letter. You don't have to wait to go get postcards. Just write a quick letter, write it on your computer, handwrite it on some nice stationery, and say, please oppose SJ 18. And I thank you, everybody, for being a voice for the animals. I know there's so much to do, but they need us. Kirsten, it's just completely from the NRA. And like I said, it's another example of the Republicans and the people who right now have power to take power out of the hands of the federal government and put it in the hands of the states. So it's just another example of that. It's all of the same thing that's happening right now. And we have to fight them, and we have to tell our members of Congress, I don't care where you are, tell your members of Congress to say no to SJ 18. Okay, everybody, for the animals, this is Colleen Patrick-Goudreau. Thanks for watching.